Hey everyone, this is Film Rich and welcome back to another recap episode of The Sopranos. This one is Season 1 Episode 8, which is titled The Legend of Tennessee Moltisanti. In this episode, we take a closer look at Christopher Moltisanti's growing inner conflict, federal pressure on the crew, and how paranoia begins to ripple through every level of Tony's world. If you haven't already, please take a moment to like, thumbs up, share and subscribe, and without further ado, let's get stuck into it. In the first scene, Christopher wakes up shaken after a vivid and unsettling dream. He sees himself at Satriel's, wandering through the shop, while encountering a surreal imagery. Adriana being fed sausage by a disembodied hand, and Emil Cola's corpse speaking to him. The dream leaves him disturbed, questioning his role in the crew and his place in the world. Tony and the rest of the crew attend Larry Boy Barisi's daughter's wedding. During the event, Larry quietly informs Tony that he's heard the FBI is preparing to conduct raids against all known associates. He doesn't know the timing, but urges them to get rid of any incriminating material. After learning about the FBI threat, Tony affirms Junior's authority and agrees with the plan to keep quiet. Then, one by one, the crew members leave the wedding in a hurry to protect themselves and their assets. Back at home, Tony begins pulling out bundles of hidden cash and prepping it for safekeeping. Meadow spots his activity from the stairs and warns AJ to delete something from his computer. Elsewhere, other members of the crew are shown burning evidence or stashing valuables. Chris continues working on a screenplay, frustrated with his lack of progress. Adriana offers suggestions and Chris vents that he just wants to be respected for his work. He also mentions a connection in the film industry, his cousin's girlfriend Amy, as a potential way to get a script made. Georgie from the Bing calls Chris, urging him to turn on the news. A report confirms federal indictments are coming, and Brendan Falone is mentioned as a deceased foot soldier. This sparks resentment in Chris, who feels overlooked and underappreciated by comparison. The rest of the crew watches the same news in quiet tension. Dr. Melfi attends a tense family dinner where ex-husband and relatives criticize Mafia. When her son makes an offhand Italian-American joke, she pushes back. The conversation turns toward her patient, and the family insists she drop him if he's connected to organized crime. Melfi holds her ground, but is visibly uncomfortable. Tony tells Chris to pick up pastries and help him clean out the bada bing. At the bakery, Chris becomes agitated by the long wait and disrespectful treatment from the cashier. He snaps, pulls a gun, and forces service, and shoots the teller in the foot. Tony distracts his mother with a brunch invitation from Carmela, then sneaks into her home to hide incriminating items in her closet. Later, during the session with Dr. Melfi, she picks up on subtle clues and suggests Tony is involved in the current legal panic. Still unsettled by the Colan murder and unsure how to feel about it, Chris talks it through with Paulie and Big Pussy. Eventually, he and Georgie dig up the body and move it to a new location in the Pine Barrel. Chris hopes this will bring him some closure. Tony later confronts Chris for going rogue at the pastry shop and digging up the body. He sucker punches him and lays into him about his behaviour. Tony suspects Chris may be depressed or having suicidal thoughts. Chris denies it, saying he's looking for recognition. Tony's night is interrupted by a knock at the door. It's FBI agent Harris, who politely enters the home, careful not to harm the kids. He searches the house and confiscates computers. Tony is clearly irritated but notes how professional the visit is. Junior visits Livia at Green Grove and voices concern that someone might be leaking information to the FBI. During the conversation, Livia casually reveals that Tony is seeing a therapist, which troubles Junior and gives him something new to consider. The next morning, Chris is still down until he hears a voicemail from his mother saying he's been mentioned in the Newark Star Ledger. He rushes out and grabs an entire stack of newspapers from a vending box and revels in the fact that finally his name is in print. And there we have it. This episode explores the growing tension within the Soprano family and Tony's circle as the FBI closes in, but at its heart it's about Christopher's struggle to be seen, respected and remembered. As the law moves closer, egos flare and secrets unravel, and the shadows of self-doubt grow deeper. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.